And we are live. Thank you all so much for joining. It's great to have you with us. I have some awesome people with me, as always. I think it's becoming the usual crowd now. So we have Adam, we have Steve, and Costas. These are CAD and Project All-Stars. And we also are doing a giveaway today, so be sure to make sure that you are on the stream and you can claim your prize. Happy to say everything in the intro video that you saw was designed in Alibre. Now we've got Adam with us. Adam, you have some awesome projects in the oven. Tell us a bit about yourself and your channel for anyone who hasn't seen you yet.
Well, hi everyone. Thanks for having me. I am a 28-year-old 3D printing hobbyist. I have a variety YouTube channel, Weekday Weekend. I've self-taught myself CAD over the past 3 years or so. I started on another CAD package and moved to Alibre. I'm best known probably for my yet another modular storage system on printables. And I have my Weekday Weekend workshop where you can practice CAD for free with no logins, no ads, nothing like that. So.
That's awesome. Steve, how about you?
So my name's Steve. I host the IQ Workshop YouTube channel, and I am a hobbyist maker. I get myself into all sorts of trouble, places I shouldn't have no business being in, ranging from 3D printing right the way through to electronics and programming. Right now, I'm on the journey of attempting to start a maker business from scratch, using all of the knowledge that I've accumulated over the last 10 years or so as a hobbyist maker. And right now I'm working on my 3D printing farm. I'm looking at improving my tool quality, reliability, and overall ease of use, because nobody wants to do a bunch of work before you actually get to do the bunch of work you plan to do in the first place. So that's where I'm at right now.
You're a busy guy, Steve, and you got some of the best projects I've ever seen. Thank you so much. And then Costas, you're our resident Alibre Black Belt. Tell us about your channel.
I have a YouTube channel where I make videos about the problems that I encounter in my professional daily life. I'm a mechanical engineer. I have an engineering consultancy, and I specialize in mechanical and mechatronic custom machinery. So a lot of my experience from my work pours into my channel, and the main purpose of my channel is to show everyone that Alibre is up to the challenge for even the most difficult and most complex design. So that's me.
Hey, thank you so much. So we are going to take your questions live. I don't know if I see any coming in the chat yet. I did have some questions from users on the forum that I can get to as well. So we'll see if any questions come in, comments. This one is interesting. CAD exam went okay. Let's take a look at that. I'm rooting for you on the CAD exam. Some of those can be pretty challenging. So shout out. Hope you're doing great.
You got it, man.
You got it. Don't worry. If you're a regular viewer of this Helpdesk, you got it. And by the way, if you remember any of the questions, we could do a live solve for you here with Alibre.
Hey, there we go.
Yep. If you're in an exam right now, we'll give you the answer.
Yes. We'll cheat for you. We do not condone.
Yeah, we don't condone cheating, but we will give you the answers, right? Is that how we're doing it, or?
Well, it's a solve along. We helped them reach the answer that they were going to get anyway.
Oh man, that's a good one.
It's called ingenuity if you don't get caught, right?
And the crowd goes wild. I think
there we go. We have a question already there.
Can you copy or cut and paste a sketch from one plane to another? I think Costas is the master of this one. Do you wanna take it?
Am I okay? Let's go for it. So this is one that we have already tackled in a previous live stream, but it is always an interesting one. And if you would allow my system to load the template because it's the first time. Okay, so let's say we have a let's get a sketch going, right? Let's say we have this, and we'll do 100 by 75, and I will also make this vertical so that it is fully defined. Okay, so here's the trick. I can select. Let's select. I will select this line and then right click and do chain select. Now I have all 4 of my lines, right? I will select my dimensions, and I will also select my constraints here. And I will right click, right? Okay, let's select everything back. So I will right click and hit copy with base point. Okay, this is the trick to it. So I will copy with base point, and now that's in memory. And the next time I right click, I have access to the paste stamper. So what is that paste stamper? You click and you get your design, right? And you paste, stamp it. Now, a couple of things. First of all, you saw that it is also bringing along the dimensions. So this can now be 60 and this can be 120. We didn't say that last time, but you're actually stamping the exact same thing, but which is still parametric, right? So that's one use of the paste stamper. And another use is that if I exit out of this sketch and start the sketch in a new plane, I still have access to it, which means I can stamp it here, I can stamp it anywhere. And that is a very good way to transfer one sketch from one plane to another. You're just basically using the paste stamper. And these are all standalone copies. So if you go ahead and paste stamp your sketch in another plane and go back to the original one and delete it, you still have a parametric sketch that's fully editable. And that's the paste stamper.
Thank you so much. Let us know in the comments if that answers your question. But I think that that really does it and makes it easy. I think we've got another one, Alex. Oh yeah, having to work with 3D Experience is the best advertisement for Alibre.
Yeah.
Does Adam 3D have the ability to add add-ons? We do. So I've pulled up in mine own. I'll switch to my screen share here. This is my screen, and I'm actually running Atom 3D. And in Atom 3D, I have a few add-ons already. I have EasyCam Sync. So if you get EasyCam and you want toolpaths, I have the sync right there, and Trace Parts Library. We have the add-on manager where we can add on a few extra things. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Let me know in the comments. Last time I think Joseph said one of the advantages of Libre is you can more things around in the design tree, and I'm pretty sure I was told never to move things around in the tree, which is correct. Great question. And there might be several schools of thought on here. So I'm going to say I've run into a few workflows where I have to move things around in the tree in very unique cases. There was one in the past live stream where I have a sketch in a plane, and I need to move that sketch around. So if I have a plane around here, I've got my axis there, and I go, say, 5 inches out, and then I create a sketch right here, and then I want to move that sketch later down the road, right? If I want to rotate this plane around something, then I can't really move that plane 30 degrees unless I reorder things in my tree. In this case, for example, I would make another plane. And then with this other plane, plane 2, I don't think that's what I wanted. I'll offset this 5 inches. That looks about right. All right, so I have another plane right there, and then I create an axis on my XY plane. Well, now I gotta move this plane, if you see my tree on the left here, up, and move this axis up, and then I can redefine the plane that my sketch is on. There's my red sketch. And now I'm able to say, okay, I can redefine this plane with the way that I want to move it based on my axis. Looks like I have to move that forward too. I'm moving things all around today, but the idea is now I can take my plane and I can access my axis and all that. I don't know if I'm doing a very good job here live, but at least last time it went great.
Yeah.
Can I make a comment about this?
Yeah, please.
More from a thought experiment sort of perspective. So, like, I would argue that best practice is you kind of work through your design philosophy of a particular product or project from A to Z, right? So you work through it one step at a time in a perfect world. But the reality is, we don't live in a perfect world. And you can get a very complex design where you have no option but to move things around. And to have a piece of software that gives you the flexibility to break rules without completely breaking the workflow is an advantage, especially if you are trying to be agile and moving quickly through a design that you're working on. And listen, you can always come back and correct that in the next revision of your design. But the fact that the software allows you to do this means that you don't hit a dead end when you need to change things around in your tree. So I would say that's where I'm coming from. Apologies,
Yeah.
my words may not come out the best. I'm operating on low numbers of sleep.
Basically, best practices, if you don't have to, probably shouldn't move stuff around in your tree. But if if there's a dimension that you really need or something like that, then usually it's not going to break stuff. But I mean, if you move the very last thing you've done in your tree, of 100 steps to be the first thing in your tree, it's probably going to break. But if you move a couple things here and there, you should be fine.
The more tools you have in your toolbox to get the job done, the better. It's just about using it at the right time.
Yep. And can I also add here a couple of points? When I because I've done that in the past, right? But when I teach people CAD and they're coming from AutoCAD, right, which is not parametric, one good way to think about it is that great movie Back to the Future, right? So Marty goes back to the past, and he's holding a photograph, and things go wrong, and his parents start disappearing from the photograph, right? And he needs to fix the timeline so his parents do not stop existing. It is kind of like that in the sense that when you go back, when you move things in the timeline, because it is a timeline, and moving things back is a bit like going back to your past, right? You need to make sure that you do not break something that defines something else, right? Or you do not try and place a feature before the one that actually defines it. So it is a bit like that. It is a bit like traveling in the past, and if you think about it that way, you're usually going to be fine. And another little point I wanted to make is that the assembly in Alibre, SolidWorks, Creo Parametric, the assembly does not have a timeline. The tree in the assembly is not a timeline, right? It is a collection. So moving things up and down in the tree only in an assembly only has to do with organizing your various parts around and so on. For example, in an assembly, if you add a part, do a circular pattern of it, then add another part, right? In the tree, the second part will be below your circular pattern. But if you try and add it to the circular pattern, it will work perfectly fine because the assembly is not a time sensitive, file. I hope I helped.
I'm so stealing that Back to the Future reference.
Yeah, it's a good reference.
Yeah, and that question brings up another thought, right? What is academically best to do versus what can you do in real life? And I've got a part here,
true.
very, very long tree. And if I say hate my runner intake over here, then maybe I just want to suppress it. And when I do that, it affects a bunch of things down the line. And now we're having to recompute a bunch, but we'll see it's probably going to have some very deep impacts on what this part looks like. I think we're almost there. 65, 66. Come on.
There you go.
90. I don't know. Maybe we should try a little music. Comments if it's any good. 8. Right. This is a huge part, tons of dependencies. So we're just processing through this. So what's the alternative?
There are tons of dependencies, and you're breaking half of them from what the looks of it. Yep.
One of my first features that everything could be referencing off of. So what's the alternative? Forward, just moving forward is the alternative. And that would be, instead of suppressing it, we can do a delete face and patch this whole hollow area. And that is not an academically correct way to go. But if the alternative is going to take, 5 days to sort through and you're working on a deadline, in real life, that's probably a much better alternative than trying to take 5 days. Oh, and I think that actually worked beautifully. Unfortunately for me.
Alibre is too good.
It's too good.
Figure it out.
Yep, that part file is too good.
So I just want to ask, is there documentation on installing add-ons for Atom 3D? Someone was asking about that. Is there documentation for that we could...
help.alibre.com should have it.
There we go.
Can I just make a point about the questions in chat? So there's a lot of questions that have come up in previous live streams that we can't get to everybody's question. We're not ignoring you. Alex is doing a great job in the background, keeping us honest and keeping us working through the workflow. So don't forget, you've always got the forum. If you have a question that we can't get to, post in the forum, and the community is there to support you.
Yep, there was a post in the forum a couple of days ago. Somebody asked the question, and me and a couple of other people helped him, and then he goes on and posts in the forum that one of the best things about Alibre is this forum. And it is true, guys. The forum in the Alibre forums are amazing, right? They're full of kind people that are willing to help. 99.9% of the people will not fight off their mouths if they're not completely sure what they're talking about. It's a forum of professional people discussing and helping other professionals. So really good place.
It's a really good chance that your question will be answered within a small amount of time. I mean, I've asked a question and gotten not only a complete answer, but extra documentation. I've gotten people's Alibre files for examples. I've gotten screenshots. I mean, when people answer your question, the worst case scenario when people answer your question is they type out the answer and how to do it. Best case scenario, a lot of people will send you full documentation and basically a whole PDF on your answer, which is amazing stuff. So it's really a good place to be.
Thank you so much. I saw a quick question about the file size of this, and it looks like we're at about 143 megabytes. And
only?
Yeah, as far as specs go, I've got about 48 gigabytes of RAM on this machine. It's a i7 processor, and I think 4060 graphics for NVIDIA. So hopefully that clarifies things a bit for that question. I learned Alibre a year ago and just started using it again recently. However, I find the requirement to explicitly specify constraints to be hampering my work. I need a legacy mode. I'm not sure if I totally know.
That sounds like somebody's working with a sketch, and they feel that it has to be fully constrained before they can do extrude or cuts and things like that, which is not necessarily the case.
That's true. I kind of broke a few rules earlier on the stream.
Yeah, sure.
So I may not be fully following that question. Feel free to clarify. I'm still in
please. If we're misunderstanding that, then please let us know.
But yeah.
So the only thing so as a new user to Alibre myself, I've only been using it less than a year. The main barrier that I found was not that sketches are fully constrained, but having overlapping lines and not having closed loops. Those sorts of things are the things that tripped me up when I first started. I've done a lot of work with sketches that are not fully constrained, and been able to pull out parts like redesigning the print head for my CR10 printers. So yeah, it doesn't have to be fully constrained. It's just they have to be closed loops. And we mentioned this on a previous live stream, didn't we? Where we were talking about if you have a box and a line and you can't extrude all of the parts of that.
Yes.
You guys remember that?
Yep.
And can I just take over the screen and show something that perhaps will help? Okay, so this is something that Joseph said that I was a black belt in Alibre. Well, if I'm the black belt in Alibre, then we have a certain gentleman called Harold L., who is the ancient Grand Master living up in his temple, in the mountains above the clouds and all that. And he showed me this in the forums, right? So there are the forums again. If you're in a sketch, right? You need to be in a sketch for this to work. You hit Alt, and you get these old menus that are not shown anymore. You get them back, right? They are shown. It's just they're hidden behind the Alt key. And then you go into Sketch, and you need to be in a sketch to get all of these options. And you go into Snap and Constraint Settings. Now this helped me a lot when I was speed modeling, and you can choose which constraints are added automatically and which are not. And for example, for me, I chose not to automatically add horizontal, vertical, perpendicular, and parallel, while I have chose for all of the other ones to actually be automatically implemented. So if I go and design something, right, I'll make this line, right? It's a slant line. I'll make another one, and you'll see that it's snapping to parallel. It's showing me like, look, these lines are now parallel. I hit click, and the constraint is not added. That is because I have chosen for that constraint not to be automatically applied from this menu. And it can be really, really helpful. So check this menu if it's not working like you're expecting, or you are, or you want. You can definitely get some customization done from here.
That is brilliant. I didn't know that.
Yes.
Costas, what versions of Alibre is that in? Because I'm not seeing that in Atom.
That's a good one. I do not know the answer to that. But if you hit Alt and you're not getting a different menu, that should in any. I mean, even if you're in a regular part, hitting Alt will show these menus. So if you're in a random part, right? I'm not in sketching. I'm, I just.
Are you in Expert or Pro?
unfortunately, I'm in expert. I started
cool.
off with I bought expert right from the bat.
That should be a pro and expert feature, I think.
Perfect.
Okay, makes sense.
That might be a good one. I don't know if it's for me, but there's a width constraint to center objects on an assembly.
Oh man, you have a good video on that one too, Costas. I think we better leave it on your screen.
Yeah.
Better leave it on my
Honestly,
screen.
just everybody just go watch Costas's entire library of videos and come back.
Yes.
We'll wait here. You guys go do that.
Okay, so how do we do that? Right? Let's start an assembly. There are many ways to do it, and there might be some pitfalls to some of them. But
Hey,
let's
what's
go.
up, Trey? Good to see you, man.
So I will start a part right in my assembly, and this part is going to be just a simple like rectangle. Right. So yeah, that's good enough. I'll extrude it for 50 millimeters. Okay, so I made this part from inside the assembly. It was the first one I made. So when I go back into my assembly, this part, new part 4, as it's called, is anchored, right? And I don't want it to be anchored, so I select it and I click the little anchor, and now I can move it. Okay, I can move it. I right-click on it, show reference geometry, and now I will use my constraints and place it somewhere. Okay, I'm trying to go fast here so we don't take up too much time, but there are a lot of things to be said for this. And now I will create an offset, right? I'll create an offset of 200. Okay, and now I'll make another part, new part 5. Very imaginative part naming, as you can clearly see. And I'll make this a triangle. Right, I'll make this a triangle like so, and I'll make these two equal, and I'll make this like 50 degrees, and I'll make this 50. Now I have my part full. And yeah, and I will also I will select the origin from here because I want to make sure I'm selecting the origin of the part and not of the assembly. Can I do that? Yeah, yep, I can do that. Okay, I don't want any external references. That's what I'm trying to avoid. And I'll extrude this for another 50. Okay, now if I did everything correctly, I can still move this. Yes, I can. Okay. So now I'll use my constraints again. These are coincident. For example, let me show my reference geometry, and I'll say that this is up here, right? And let's get this. Let's get this to be minus 100. Okay, so and now finally I will make a third part, which I will need to be assembling in between these two, right? So I'll start a circle here of 75, extrude for 50. I'll start constraining again. There you go. So, sorry for that. So this goes there, and I can still move this around. I will show my reference geometry. Let's see that this goes there, right? And now I need to make sure that this is between these two. So one way to do it, and I have to start this by saying that this has failed on me in the past. But one way to do it is, while I'm inside the assembly, I create additional reference geometry and make sure that that reference geometry is parametrically defined to be a plane in the middle between this face and this face. And how do I do that? I start a point. Okay, let me hide this reference geometry and this, because it's getting in the way. So I start the insert point command by clicking up here, and I select this vertex. Can I select that? I cannot because I'm in an assembly. Okay, so I'll create a point here, and let me be more precise. Okay, 0. So I want to create a point at 0% length because that's on the the XY plane. I'll do the same here. So that's 0. Is that correct? Wait, yeah. Now that I have these 2 points, I can click on them, and I get a new creation method called 2 points interpolation. Right? And if I give this ratio at 0.5 or 50%, I get that new point in the middle, right? There it is. In the middle, between these 2 points. And then I can start a new plane and say that I want a plane that contains this point, and then I will select this axis. And I don't want it containing the edge and axis. I want it normal to that axis. Okay. So this new plane I created is parametrically defined to be between these 2 faces. And now finally, I should be able to mate this, which is the center plane of my part, to this. And yeah. And I've had this happen before. Oh, I broke some. What did I break? Well, potentially this. And let's regenerate. Okay. So I've had this happen before, but I am having some issues with my installation of Alibre lately.
You might be able to mate a single point in that plane to the plane and have the same effect.
That is a very, very good idea. That is such... Which means that making this plane might be actually redundant. Let's suppress it and see. That is a very good idea. Come on. It's not selecting it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so please enter valid entities constraint. Yeah, okay. So let's try and see if we can mate this to this axis, and we cannot mate it to that axis either. Okay. So the way I show in my latest video is another way you can do this, where you go on this plane and you start an assembly sketch. That is a sketch from within the assembly, and I will create reference figures of these edges, and I will create a reference dimension between them, and I will hit this little box, which means that this is now a parameter, right? This is now a parameter, and if I go into my equation editor for the assembly, I have D8, a driven parameter of this much. And now I can select this plane and this surface. Instead of a coincident one, I just do offset, and for the offset, I do D8 divided by 2, right? And now that is in the middle. So multiple ways to do this. I'm pretty sure the plane method I showed earlier should probably work in your installation. I've been playing with too many macros in mine.
And the crowd goes wild. No,
we were all just in silence, just watching a master at work there.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I just hope it looked more polished, but still, we got it done, right?
Right. So in terms of,
and by the way, that's a very powerful method, right? Creating sketches in assembly can really give you a way out in very difficult situations. Just want to say that.
For the second part of that question, any possibility, that's high on my list for assembly enhancements, because I think that would be
Yeah,
awesome
that's
to
true.
do the width constraint.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is Alex
Especially
still? Oh, he is. Go ahead, Costas. I interrupted
yeah,
you.
yeah, especially one that also works with slant surfaces, right? So creating a plane, constraining to a plane that is, when you have two slant surfaces, constraining to a plane that is also on the divider of that angle, like it works in SolidWorks, for example.
Gotcha. I love this question. Any insights as to why ANSI half-inch NPT threads can't be modeled in the external threading function? I can show my screen. The short answer is, if anyone's wondering, I'll show my screen to show what external threading looks like. But shorter answer is it's the taper. Just getting this set up here. All right, showing my screen. So we've got, a cylinder here. And when I go to external threads, I can highlight, an edge, and then I can say, oh, I'd like that to be unified coarse. And if I check the model thread, then we get physical threads that are ready for 3D printing. But when I come over here to pipe threads, NPT, there it is. The model's grayed out, right? And so getting a tapered thread in a production software environment with that taper on there, extra tricky. And I don't think it was very foreseen that people would want NPT threads for 3D printing. And that's probably one of the only use cases that you'd want to have physical threads in a CAD environment. So combination of all those factors, but the taper is the number one reason. If you'd like that, let us know in the feature enhancement suggestion box on your home screen.
Just what I was about to say as well.
Great minds, Adam. I was told there were internal IDs on each entry, and moving items screws up the ID order.
That's related to moving things in the timeline.
Ah,
that.
I've never heard that before, but I'm always learning stuff every day, so I want to look into that. And in the next live stream, I will have an answer to that, because that is a really great question. What are we? We're like 45 minutes in almost, so I'm going to write that down to rewatch this video and make sure I get to that. Can you change the original construction plane? For example, I was told there were internal IDs. Okay, yep, we're good. Can you change the original construction plane? For example, I created a part on YZ. Oh, this is a great question.
So, yeah, go ahead, because, yeah.
Yeah, do you want to take that one, Adam, or?
Well, to my knowledge, there technically isn't, but there's workarounds. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah,
okay,
there are.
So I am already in a part here. So if we can, there we go. So I originally made this part in this orientation. Now, for those of you who do 3D printing, if you sketch on the XY plane in Alibre, that is like sketching bottom up on your print bed on your 3D printer. Now, obviously, if I were to print it with this being the bottom, this would not need supports. But if I print it like this, which is the orientation I sketched it in, then you would end up needing supports. So if I instead actually if I start a new part here, and forgive me because it's been a little while since I've had to do this, but if I go ahead and do a Boolean and add it then, and then I can use a constraint to, there we go. Constraint to the bottom of that with the XY plane. You can then orient your part how you're actually wanting to orient it. And you can constrain it all the different ways you might want to with your reference geometry. There we go. So if I constrain that and that, ooh, I must have misclicked there. But if I constrain those two, and then if I constrain those two, then you still have it defined. But basically, to me, the Boolean is the best way to get it oriented how you want to. And then I believe Joseph knows another way with surfaces.
Man, that's a nice segue. I'll go ahead and share my screen. And let's say that I have this fancy schmancy fruit basket, but I would like to show it. Let me show my planes here. There we go. My hotkeys weren't connecting to the right window. But I need to change the orientation of this, right? So I love keeping things in one file if I can. And so what I'll do is go to my surface and say, convert solid to surface. And when I do that, now we're just dealing with a whole bunch of surfaces. And that means we get all the tools associated with surfaces. So I can click on the rotate and I can select my surface to rotate. And I want to go with a precise rotate. And here I can choose an axis to move it around. I can say I want to move this 90 degrees around my axis. And we were able to reorient that. It takes just a second to update there. But now that we're in a new orientation, I think we're kind of resting the base on the YZ plane now. We, of course, want it to be solid. And when I have a bunch of things that I want to stitch to solid, I like to split out one face. It seems to just make the whole process a little bit more reliable. So I just split one face. And what that does is it makes the one surface here and then the face that I split out a separate surface. And then I just stitch it to solid. Splitting is totally an optional thing. You can just stitch it straight to a solid, but it's always worked best for me to do that extra step. And we're back to being a solid again. So pretty straightforward thing, I think. Just convert to a surface, move the surface, make it a solid. And that should work out. And that's a great question because I think reorientation comes up a fair bit. Oh, speaking of best practices, at my switch from AutoCAD to 3D modeling, the only thing I could find on 3D CAD best practices was a 3-page document from Carnegie Mellon University, ME 24688 3D part design. That's a good tip because I think a lot of these practices are universal no matter what platform you're coming from.
That's true. And also, if I may, I also have, if I may plug my own channel, I also have a video on design intent, right? Where I try and explain what design intent is in a parametric 3D modeling CAD, which is Alibre, SolidWorks, Fusion, Creo, all these, Onshape, right? And it is a different beast than AutoCAD, right? It's a different approach. And I try to explain it as best as I can what the differences are and how you should approach it. So if that helps anybody, I'll be really proud of making that video.
A follow-up one for you. Yes, Casas, that snap and constraint menu should help me. I'll see it on my Alibre tomorrow.
Yep. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much.
In the Design Explorer at the bottom, I haven't had to open the surfaces, edges, vertices. When would you use those? That's a great question. I can run back to my screen. Sorry, Alex, I'm switching scenes and that's switching the question at the bottom. And Alex is just a trooper for putting up with me without kicking me off the stream or anything.
Really quick, we really thank Alex for all of his hard work helping us out in the background.
Alex is the man. Like our stream is like 80 times better just because of Alex. But
I concur.
I think those, when you can go to these surfaces, edges, faces, vertices, and I think that question is blocking my.
It is actually.
Oh, I'm moving the wrong thing around. I'm moving the whole screen. I'll get rid of this real quick. So surfaces, edges, vertices, right here where my mouse is. Right, that's what we're talking about. When do we use these? Let's say that I want to get rid of everything except one of these little faces, right? If I actually delete my stitch to solid, right, we're in surfaces, I may want to get rid of everything except that one little thing, but I don't want to click all those faces. That would take forever. And so one thing I can do is I can say delete face and ask me what faces I want to delete. Well, I can go into my faces. I guess I'm going to go into my faces for my surface. Same concept, right? So I have all my surface faces right here, and I can select just everything. And then I can deselect that one, and just like that, we're deleted. So hopefully that's a reasonable example as to why you might want to select everything and then keep only what you want for selecting all those faces. So oftentimes, go ahead, Kostas.
Sorry, another good example is when you want to fill up like all of the edges on a part except one or two. It's not that's how I use it.
Yeah. Or you will also, if you highlight like a vertice or a face, it'll also tell you which one it is under the edges or the vertices. It'll tell you which number is associated with it. So if you've got a bunch of them in your part, or maybe there's, for whatever reason in your design, there's like 2 faces or 2 vertices that are really important that you need to remember which number those are. That's kind of probably the fastest way to figure out which one it is. If you just click on it, it'll tell you, it'll highlight it in the design tree.
Now I see that we have a Ty on the line. I'm sorry, did I interrupt anyone?
I think we're good.
Go on, Joseph. I was gonna ask if I could cherry pick a question, but go ahead with yours and I'll follow.
Oh, please. Yeah, absolutely. Ty, let's get you on the air here. It looks like you've joined us. So I think you're good if you want to ask. Oh, we might have a audio problem here. Let's see if I can...
Hi guys.
Hey, we can hear you. Yep.
Hi, how are you,
Okay.
man?
Hey man. Hey. Also, I was just trying to type actually, but I couldn't find a way to type. I'm on my mobile, so I can just probably ask. So when we are in an assembly, the question is, sorry guys, when we are in an assembly, let's say we are editing a part in context, and to be able to go back to the root assembly, you have to scroll up to the assembly and right click on the main assembly and say edit the root. And I was gonna ask if it's possible if that function was put in somewhere else, easier, possibly when you click somewhere blank on the screen and it would be there, rather than trying to find the root assembly.
That's a
if
great
it makes sense. Yeah.
Do you know anything about that, guys? I don't know if there's
running a
way.
test as we speak on that.
So I think Kostas is our man for that.
just to fill in some time while I do, right? Let me just point out that Ty is one of the Blue Wizards, right?
Yes.
The Blue Wizards of Two Tall Toby's competitions. So myself and Ty are the only people that have run competitions in Two Tall Toby's championship using Alibre, and we also have won quite a few matches against SolidWorks Inventor and Creo users, right? So Ty is a very, very serious Alibre user, and he's the guy who actually taught me the tie tab move. And if you want to know what the tie tab move is, go to my black belt Alibre, my first degree black belt Alibre video. Now, as far as that, as far as that question is concerned, if you could, well, okay, I'm not under NDA for this, but just look at the workflow and forget everything else you saw. So let's go. We have a subassembly here called conveyor belt end, and I would like in that subassembly. So I'm in the top assembly now. I would like to edit this idler cylinder, right? So I click edit here. I'm editing in context and I'm doing all the stuff that I want to do. Let's pretend I made changes, right? So what Ty is talking about is I need to click here and go to edit part subassembly. But because I edited this part in context while I was in the top assembly, what I can do is I can click again on the name of that part and hit edit root assembly, and it is going to bring me back up to the root assembly. Now, of course, for parts that have a lot of features, that is still quite a bit of scrolling and going back and whatnot. So definitely, I would also love to have a button up here that says go back to root assembly, which is what Inventor does, by the way. But that
Yeah,
is a halfway solution, right? That you don't need to scroll the way up. You just go to the name of your part and click edit with assembly. So not optimal, but a good way to do it.
So might be worth a feature request then.
That's definitely worth a feature request.
Yep, I'm going to actually make a note on that question too. I can probably ask development what our new UI looks like for V29, and we'll see if there's anything for that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, that's a good one.
Since they're already looking at the UI, maybe they can try to squeeze it in. Who knows?
There's been a lot of
That'd be
things that I'm like,
awesome.
let's squeeze it in.
There you go.
I have a 4-piece simple design STL file that I need to disassemble so I can 3D print the whole design as separate pieces. The design is not from Alibre. Can Alibre disassemble this design?
So this is the question I was actually going to
don't
cherry
know
pick.
currently.
Oh,
Well,
This is
a
the
lot of
question I was
slicers,
going to
I know
cherry
Orca
pick.
Slicer usually is able to pull apart assembled STL files. It'll ask you if you want it to be assembled or not. So if you're looking to 3D print it, which is probably why you have an STL, I believe Orca Slicer can do that. I'm sorry, I don't think I have an example. But
I do.
I believe Orca Slicer should be able to. A lot of slicers should be able to.
okay. Can I also, because so I have a video where I talk about how to import, various file formats and all that, and then Steve Bolsover from the forums then goes ahead and makes this beautiful add-on, right? Which is amazing, and I'm not very keen on trying it right now because it will create a huge file in terms of file size and all that. But we have this tolerance here, which let's shorten this a bit, or even make it like this. You see that there is a button here that says split before converting, right? And if you do that, and this is for importing STL, so you show it the folder where your STL is, right? It automatically defaults to outputting an STP in the same folder. But if you do that and you say convert, it will. The first thing is it's going to do is, I think it splits up. It creates STLs from each separate part. Of course, it uses a logic to determine which part is separate, because STLs is a single mesh, right? Even if you have overlapping or interfering triangles, it's still a single mesh in a single file for STL. But I'm sure Steve's figured out a pretty good logic. So first of all, it creates separate STL files of the components, and then converts each one to a step file. So this might be a way to do it. You need to go to the forums. You need to find the thread on STL STP converter v2.2. Download this little add-on, and you can even Steven is such a great guy and such a wizard in add-ons that he even created an executable with an installer that just installed the add-on for you. So it's dead easy. And try it out for yourself. Couple of times I've tried it. That's the function. It first creates separate STLs of each part and then converts it to step files. So it might work for you. That's it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that's a great answer to something that's not as amazingly straightforward. Looks like Alex is taking off, so we'll give one last big thank you to Alex for making our stream so great. Thanks, Alex.
Thank you, Alex. We appreciate you, man.
I'm loving this soundbite. I'm going to use it again.
Have you guys got my audio back?
Just another quick note, guys. A lot of questions are coming in. We're going to try our best to get to all of them, but some questions take longer than others. We're going to try our best. If we don't give you an answer, check out the Alibre forums.
Did we lose Steve?
Oh, we might have lost Steve.
Oh, here he is. Okay.
There he is.
My heart sank a little bit thinking that Steve would be absent, but
Did you guys? Can you guys hear me now?
yes.
I don't know if it's caught on the main stream or whether or not I just had an internet issue. Just going back to that, the question on the 4-part STL file. I've actually got a working example of this. If you want me to share my screen.
Yeah. Let's jump to your screen.
Let me just. Okay, so one of the things I'm currently working on. There we go.
Oh,
there we go.
To meet you.
That was me doing that. Yeah.
That's okay. So one of the videos I'm producing at the moment is around PCB design. And this is a very simple PCB for USB. And I brought the step file that KiCad created. Because KiCad is awesome. You design your PCB, you add your footprints, add the 3D model, and it'll create you a 3D model of your circuit board that you can then bring into your CAD program and then design an enclosure around it while you have it manufactured. And when it turns up, it fits. It's an absolutely awesome workflow.
And I don't know if you mentioned it, KiCad is open source and free, and it has 99% of the features that Eagle #Inside Fusion now, or any other PCB designer have. It's an amazing piece of software, and it's free. Really powerful.
I'll have to check that out.
Really powerful.
I only wish I had more PCBs to design now.
I will show you a panel of PCBs shortly, but I'll get onto the example so I've designed this enclosure, and I've exported it as an STL. So I think, as Costa said, that natively Alibre doesn't handle STL files. You need to use a plugin to convert it to a step file. So ideally, if you can get your file as a step file, you can bring that into Alibre and then break it apart. If you can't do that, and you've only got the STL and you can't use the script for whatever reason, Orca Slicer. Orca Slicer is an absolutely awesome slicing software that, ever since I switched to it from Prusa Slicer, I just will not turn back, right?
Yep.
So I've imported the original step file, the original STL of my design in here.
Although it is worth mentioning that Orca Slicer will open step files.
Yes. So I brought in the STL, and up here in the toolbox, you've got a bunch of tools that you can split into parts, or you can split into objects. And if I zoom in here, you can actually see where it's disassembled my PCB, including the USB ports,
sheet metal, the sheet metal from the USB ports,
and then they're all now selectable objects that you can kind of remove or arrange in your on your print bed. So absolutely, you can use Orca Slicer to break apart an STL file, so you can print individual components.
Awesome.
And just on PCBs. This is the sort of thing that you can make in KiCad.
There you go.
It's a nice panel of PCBs. Yep. This is all done. This is all done in KiCad.
Let's see if I can make you bigger, Steve.
Very, very powerful stuff. Very powerful stuff, guys.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right? And then you get to make something cool, like that, which is a digital a digital badge.
Nice.
Yep. 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 If you're doing any sort of electronic design and you're not using KiCad, you definitely need to take a look at it. Definitely, guys. And did we didn't mention KiCad is amazingly powerful, free and open source, and works in Linux. You don't even need Windows.
That's even better.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't you mean Windows?
Okay.
That's pretty good.
I'll Steve, I'm telling you so that you don't get mad. I'm recording that as a soundbite for use in my. Yeah. Okay.
Hey, I am too, man. Or we're just gonna let's steal all the stuff out of this. So
yeah, easy.
Let's see. Here's one. I noticed recently a change in the UI for the fillet where the value is not highlighted, so I have to manually click in the box before enter a value. V29 changed that back. I would do a feature request, my friend, just in case. Because again, while they're working on the UI, while they're working on all that kind of stuff, is a good time to make any kind of notes to them about the UI. So not to add more to their plate, because I'm sure they're already working day and night hard at work. And I really, really appreciate the Alibre devs. But just put that in the feature request spot so that they know that it's something to look at.
I think I'm going to share my screen on that. Could you bring that back, Adam? Is that okay?
Oh,
I just want to make sure I get that.
Yeah, there we go.
I changed in the UI fillet where the value is not highlighted, so I have to manually click the box. So let's switch here, and I'm going to create a sketch on this plane. And I'm going to extrude, and then let's do the fillet, right? So I click on a fillet, and then I think, yeah, so as of right now, I think they want that highlighted. So let's make a note of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a technique I used to use in my speed modeling.
Very, very subtle V29 preview here, guys. You didn't say anything, but I caught it.
Yeah.
Very subtle V29 preview here.
It is.
So that's a little sneak peek of the UI, but I wanted to see what it acted like now and share that with all of you. Also, I think I'm missing Steve from this current view, so let's get you.
Yeah,
in there, Steve.
I'm still here.
Oh, perfect. Okay, yes. So after that test, there we go. What else have we got here? Can you reference dimensions across different model files? That looks like an interesting one.
Yep. I already answered Bentman in the comments, but I'm happy to say that there are two different ways to do that in Alibre. One is with global parameters, and that gives you so much potential and so much the options to design anything. It is also the quickest and most effective and robust way to do it. But if you do not have global parameters, you can also do that through the Excel add-in. And the Excel add-in works even in Atom, right? So in both cases, you create your parameter set in global parameters. Once you, let me just be showing all of this. If you can. Okay, I'm sorry. I
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Maybe.
Are we back up?
Stream has been recovered.
Okay.
Yep, we're back. Hello, sorry everybody.
Hello again, everybody. Okay, so let's get back to that topic of sharing parameters across files. So this is an assembly, right? It's a steering wheel, and it's got 4 bolts because it's weird, and it has 4 bolts. Now the thing is that if you go into the equation editor, you will see that here in equation it says global. Here you have a different little icon in the source, and it says bolt count, right? So what I've done is I have this circular pattern which patterns. It's patterning these little bolts I downloaded off McMaster card, right? But if I open this steering wheel, the part file for the steering wheel, in a different separate window, you will see that I've got the exact same parameter. Sorry, there it is. It says equation global, same source icon, and I'm using it in the feature pattern for the holes. Okay, so this is a global parameters file that only has one parameter in it, and I've called that parameter bolt count. And yep, let me open up the global parameters file so you can see it. So I want there you go, that's the one. Give it a second, guys, it's opening up. So this is the global parameters file in question, right? It only has one parameter. It is of a type count. Equation is a 4, result is a 4, and I've just shared this global parameters file with the file that creates the steering wheel and the assembly of the steering wheel and the bolts. And as I change it, and let me actually change it so that we can see this working. And I have a video on this which is very exhaustive, right? So if I make this into a 6, the result is a 4, so I need to click somewhere for the result to change. And then I save this, and then I update my design. If I minimize this, there you go. The hole count changed. You can see the countersinks for the holes, and the number of bolts changed. So that's the very, very quick way. It's a lot faster than having to do it with the Excel add-in. But if you only have the Excel add-in, it will work. Sorry, if you only have Atom, this will work with the Excel add-in as well. Atom can work the Excel add-in, and you can link the same Excel file to a part file and to an assembly, which will give you the same effect, the same end result, just with a bit more clicks.
Nice.
Oh, what am I doing? I've got my favorite soundbite that I can do here.
Looks like some people are having audio issues. Are we still having audio issues? Can everybody?
No, I'm playing back the stream live. I'm hearing audio okay.
Okay. Okay, if anyone's still having audio issues, let us know. But looks like we might be all right. But if you're having audio issues, let us know and we can see what we can do. Don't hear anyone.
Oh, I can hear you just fine.
Yeah, DH is everybody else other than DH having audio issues? Or is it just DH in the chat? I'm assuming it's just DH, but
yeah, probably have a bunch of comments.
Possibly something local.
Let's see here. I got to run over to my comments and see what we've got here.
Yeah. DH, maybe try.
He can't hear you.
Yeah. Mid-sentence, I was like, wait a second.
That was a good one. Yeah, I do that all the time in video calls.
I love this. I'll make a taco comment. I was doing fine. I was doing absolutely fine, and now I'm like, oh, tacos. So
Yes. and it's late. It's late enough here that I really want one right now, right? So
Tacos.
or 3. I mean, if you give me 3, I'm not going to insult you or anything.
Yeah.
Especially here in Arizona, the tacos are very nice.
Oh man, come on! You're just making it worse there,
Okay.
Joseph.
DH, we're glad to hear that. Looks like it's all better now. So.
Okay.
Good.
Cool, guys.
Here.
When using the search function into the Design Explorer, right-click doesn't offer any options. I'd love to hide or do other actions. Any tips? I don't think I have any for that one.
Well, I mean, the search function in the Design Explorer will give you a set of results, right? So if you search for sketch, it'll show you every single sketch in your design, right? For example, if in an assembly, if if you search for M5 and you have named your parts accordingly, it'll give you every M5 screw, and then you can go about doing what you want to do on each one. But I do not know of a way to do batch hiding or batch deleting or any of that.
That would be an interesting case. I think somebody put that in the suggest a comment. I'd love to have that documented.
Yep.
When do y'all think V29 will drop? It's going to be quite soon. I wish I had Max on the line because he'd have a much better answer, but I'm thinking it's probably within 2 months. But I could be very confused and misguided when I say that. So take that with a grain of salt. That's what I think.
So what I remember Max saying was that they're shooting for end of March, maybe a bit later than that, but that is the general time of year that we can expect it.
Yeah. Let's see here. Under Inspect, I can toggle section views. When I activate multiple planes, 1/4 is cut out and 3/4 are visible. Is there a way to flip the view so only 1/4 is visible? That's a good question. Let me try that.
Yes, that is.
Their reverse. Take the reverse.
That's it. There's a button next to each. So when in Inspect you have X, Y, and Z, and you do that section. There's a button exactly that says flip.
There we go.
Flipping the appropriate ones will flip everything around.
There we go. Okay. Hopefully that answers your question.
So I've never done anything with bill of materials, but how do you make a different bill of materials template? Do you just modify it and save a new file? Because that's what you do with drawings, right? You can just start a blank drawing and open it up.
Yeah. Let's try that here. And then anyone stop me if you've got something better than what I'm showing here. Okay, so we're going to say build materials and so we have build materials. We've got the custom template option here, and I think one thing that you could do is go from the home screen and choose build of materials. I haven't done build of materials templates in a while, so if I load up a standard template here and we go into the build materials, yeah, I'm not very practiced on this one. I might have to come back here. Sorry, I muted you accidentally, Costas. So if you're talking,
no worries. No worries. I think that you add any column that you might want, or delete the ones that you don't want, and so on and so forth. and then you save as a template. Don't you get a save as a template option when you save as?
Yeah, let's try it here. So if I do that,
So that's how you modify it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I might have to do it from the home screen. And I thought I was on to something so good here. So, okay. Home screen. Make a new bill of materials.
There you go.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, new bill of materials template right there.
Hey, all right.
That's how we would do it. And then we can add our columns. And
I remember I saw it somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's fun. Nice work. Nice work, Joseph.
You guys are so supportive of me. What can I say? So
but it was nicely done. So
thank you. I think I got a few other stars here. Oh, yep, we've already done that one. Okay, are we good on questions? Have we done all of them?
This person looks like we didn't quite answer their question. Flipping the changes to quadrant that is cut out, but still 3/4 visible instead of 1/4. I guess are we not understanding maybe?
If you flip the I think that if you flip the appropriate planes around, you can get 1/4.
Are you doing that on your screen or?
No, I'm not. Let me try that though.
Yeah, I'll try it too.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. I think I don't know if this is possible. I think they're wanting interesting. So yeah, so if you try to do both of them and you reverse, you're still going to end up with 1/4. Interesting. I don't know what the best way to go about this would be.
I'm working on it on my end. Do you think we're running up against a bug here?
I'm not sure.
It's not a bug. It might be intentional use.
Hey, you can do just rather than a precise section, you could do just the regular section views here.
Yeah. It's that doesn't work. If you only want to get 1/4, it doesn't work. By using the flip button, you just select which quarter is sectioned out.
Yeah, I see what's going on.
Yeah.
So
I guess that's a good suggestion.
It would be through precise section view you do that.
Yeah. Do you think you can get a precise section view and then an inspect view?
Yeah.
That's worth. I'm gonna test that right now.
I'm gonna try this on my end here. So you should be able to add a
precise section view, and then you do
and then you could do another. And then do it. That should work.
And then, it's not letting you do the.
It's not interesting. Well, I'm gonna play with that. That could be a really cool enhancement.
Yep. True.
For now, you could just create a new part. I don't know if you're an Atom 3D or Pro or expert. You could create like a rectangular prism and do a Boolean subtract. For now, I mean, it wouldn't be a perfect solution, but if you really needed to see that part cut out, you could do a Boolean subtract with like a rectangular part.
And then you could suppress the Boolean and get back your entire part.
Yeah. So that could be a workaround for now.
Good call.
If you have Boolean operations in your version.
Okay. Well, we've been at it for an hour and a half. I think, is it time for a raffle?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I liked doing it by hashtag. So let's do that again. What should our hashtag be?
Hashtag tacos.
I love it. I love it.
Hashtag tacos.
Give us a hashtag taco in the chat. and we can do a raffle by that. I don't think it's case sensitive, but let's go all lowercase just in case.
Yeah.
Hashtag taco, and then it shows it in uppercase, of course. I typed it in lowercase.
One taco. We're not going to be very. We're not going to be gluttonous here. One taco.
So guys, it's taco singular, not tacos. I don't know if that's going to make a difference for the raffle.
Probably will. Yeah. Singular.
Yeah, single
But it says
taco.
tacos. Yeah.
Did you say tacos plural, Steve? I might have mistyped it.
Yeah, I might have mistyped it.
Well,
We'll give everyone a chance.
everybody just do plural. If you did singular, do plural, because now we've got 2 of them and it's not working.
There we go.
Go again, tacos.
Yeah, there's that delay that came in, of course.
There we go.
Tacos.
As you see it on screen is how we need it, right, Joseph?
Yep,
Yes.
taco.
He's rough as well.
Okay.
Tacos.
I think
we
that's
should,
enough time, right? We're gonna start it.
There's more coming in.
Last chance. Last chance, guys.
Just remember, guys, it's one entry. So if you type it in once, it catches it. Spamming it doesn't give you an additional chance of winning.
Which way we want it exactly as it shows on your screen. One taco.
One
Yeah.
taco.
Quesadilla.
Here we go. We're gonna start it. All right, Wes.
Hooray!
Send me an email, joseph@alibre.com, and we'll get you a prize. Congratulations.
Oh, Rob has just asked a question that could really divide the group. Soft shell or hard shell?
Rob
sure.
is a taco connoisseur.
That scared me for a second because of the whole drawing last time, that whole debacle. I thought that was going to be a question again.
Good job, Wes. Congratulations, Wes.
Congratulations, Wes. Cool.
Yes, and the crowd goes wild, of course.
Of course.
I'm going to go soft shell.
Yeah, I think I have
soft
to go soft shell as
I'll
well.
say soft shell as well. Yeah.
That's unanimous then. Soft shell.
Of course, what might be best is get the soft shell, melt cheese on it like it's a quesadilla, but then wrap it around a hard shell and then have the taco inside of that.
Oh my God, guys, what are you doing? It's way too late for me to be hearing this.
So I've had bad
I'm supposed
experiences
to be
with hard
watching
shell.
my weight here.
I've had bad experiences with a hard shell. I mean, you take a nice bite and it just kind of like splits open, and then you're wearing your taco.
Yep.
Taco's not a good like apparel accessory, right?
Yep. I can imagine that. Yes.
Soft shell's a bit more forgiving.
Yep. True.
Yeah.
See, we always talk about the important things in life here on the stream.
Of course.
I love that. We got the hashtag soft shell.
And can I just say here, because we are talking about tacos. Tacos are great. They're amazing, right? But the engineering street food is the Greek one, which is gyros.
Look at you. You're even saying it the American way. Is that how you guys... That's not how you guys say it over there.
No, we say gyros.
I was going to say, you guys don't say it the wrong way, the American way.
Yeah, but if you say it the wrong way, it's a gyro, like a gyroscope. So it's
That's true.
pure engineering there.
Do you have to spin around while eating it?
Maybe.
Well, I do. I like to, attack it from all corners, like surround it. I do a pincer move on it.
Tell you what, though, euros in the U.S. are nothing on ones in Europe. I've never had one from Greece specifically, but I've had euros in France, and they're way better.
I'll tell you what. Well, the French do all these sauces, and if you want to eat the real one, it's either Greece or Turkey. Everything else is just imitation.
Well, I guess I'm going to Greece.
Oh man, just give me a call.
Border security's gonna be like, "Why are you here?" I'm gonna be like, "I need to try Euro. I don't know what you want."
Border security is going to be like, "Come on in. You have any money to spend? Come on in."
Put the refried beans between the shells. Okay, interesting. Yep.
So
we're way off track.
maybe this can be an Easter egg in a future
real,
version of Alibre, right?
Here, guys, but
there is a
questions
feature
on Alibre,
or function called
any Alibre questions. Well, while we're already off track, I just want to share that today, in about an hour and a half, a video is dropping that Costas and I worked together on a couple days ago, where we designed the crystals from Crash Bandicoot in Alibre. And it is 3D printable without supports. So 3D taco shell in Alibre. Actually, I feel like that wouldn't be too hard.
That would just be too easy, right?
Yeah.
It's just a U shape, you extrude it, and then you do an elliptical cat extrude, and you got it. So U shape and you thin extrude it.
Yeah.
And then elliptical. Yeah. Too easy.
Yeah.
Joseph would have to use surfaces.
Yeah. I do like my surfaces.
Yeah.
Well, I think that is all that we have today. Thank you all so much for watching. I worked way too hard on the outro video to not have you guys watch it. So watch our outro video, and remember, give Steve and Costas and Adam all subscribes. They got the best channels ever, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks, everybody.
See you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Bye.